We move on now to Lopa Mudra Basu, who's a professor of English at University of Wisconsin-Stout, a hugely productive scholar and poet, and really a remarkable person and personality as well. She's the author of Ayad Akhtar, The American Nation and Its Others After 9/11, Homeland Insecurity, and the co-editor of Passage to Manhattan, Critical Essays on Mina Alexander. Very recently, she has co-edited with Feroza Jassowala this anthology called Sing Silver Tongue, an anthology of South Asian women's poetry of trauma in English, which was published by Yoda Press in May 2025, just this year. Very privileged to have you here, Lopa. Please take the screen.
Thank you so much, Professor Waqas Khwaja, for organizing this wonderful event. This is only the first session, and I feel I have learned so much, and thank you to all the poets from so many places joining. I will read a couple of poems from the anthology that Waqas mentioned, Sing Slivered Tongue, an anthology of South Asian women's poetry of trauma in English, and I'm privileged to hear some of the poets who are in the anthology here today. The first poem that I'm reading is called At the Border, and it was inspired by events in 2018 when there was a zero tolerance policy for asylum seekers in the southern border of the United States, leading to children being kept in cages. At the border, a short, pudgy man with ice gray eyes once looked at my papers on the Ontario-New York border and said, "You are missing one signature from the international office. I'm not sure if you are a PhD candidate or an illegal alien flipping burgers at McDonald's." The words sting, even after a decade. Undeserved guilt, raw fear of a life of many years rudely unraveling. A life spun in libraries rides on the uptown train to the Bronx. Our little apartment of ragged chairs, bookshelves bent with secondhand books from the Strand, floors strewn with essays of students who were single moms, juggling babies and exams between flipping burgers. A lifetime later, now with a new passport, my palms dampen and throat dries at the border. I did not flee a war to come to this land with a toddler at my hip and my life in a backpack. Yet I know that if this blue booklet with the watermark of bald eagle is lost, this face or accent will not shield me. And if born in another country, ruled by cartels instead of unions, I could be that woman at the border, hearing the last wail of a vanishing son, grief turning me to weeping stone like Niobe, or like Draupadi with matted hair, mourning the death of all her children in battle, or like Setha, haunted by the ghost of beloved, death more bearable than children sundered by slavery. Uh, the next poem is called White Roses, also from the same volume. And this is more personal. It is, the experience of losing my father to COVID in 2021. During the second wave, when it was not possible for me to visit him, and the long kind of repercussions of that. White Roses. Today I click on Kolkata Gifts online and order 30 white roses in a vase for you. Ma sends me the photo of the roses and tube roses and the jasmine garland, all adorning your face today. 2 years ago, in that May of hell's heat and destruction, there were no garlands. flower sellers banished from the city like vermin thought to spread the plague, dying of thirst on the way, walking hundreds of miles, sometimes with no shoes. Today, life goes on as usual in New York, New Delhi, and Kolkata. Do people even remember that there was no firewood or earth to bury the dead? No flights from Minneapolis or Chicago, not even a phone call to hear you in the hospital. We have said often that we have to think of it as a natural disaster, an earthquake or a cyclone like Amphan that tore you away. Except it was not a forest fire and more a Chernobyl with many forewarnings. 2 years later, so many names whispered by the wind, and so many lives like leaves blown away. So many souls still unmourned, and some like the white roses in the vase, pressed forever in memory's folds. Thank you.
You know, there's this term that we have an embarrassment of riches, but I think the word embarrassment is wrong. We should be proud of what we have here. Such wonderful poets, that are part of this event and are contributing. And each one of them is bringing something very distinctive to us. And they will continue to do so down the lineup, by the way, you will see. Our next poet is another remarkable poet and professor from India. She teaches English at Kareem City College, and that is affiliated with Kolhan University, and has published several books of poetry, 6 books of poetry actually. And I invite Basudhara Roy to please take the screen and share her poems with us. Thank you so much, Basu, for being here.
Thank you, Vakas. Thank you, 100,000 Poets for Change. And thank you, Agnes Scott College, for being such generous lyrical hosts every year. Uh, Today, I want to read just one little candle of a poem. And this is a tribute to someone who passed on last year, one of India's leading poets, K.K. Daruwala. And though this particular poem was written as a gift for his 87th birthday, when he had already lost his ability to read and write, I sent it to his daughters in the hope that it would be read to him. And I wove images from his own poems in the hope that even if even if memory was a thing of the past, it might reawaken something inside. I don't know if the poem was read to him, but now that he's no more, he's everywhere. And I hope that he can listen to me from wherever he is. So this poem is titled Night Stalking for Keki and Daruwala. You're walking to the forest's edge, tiger stripes on your skin, the mic of royalty glittering in your gait as you interrogate across the doab a determined dawn. Looming behind are groves that you planted in search of seeds that once stumbled from your grasp, whole cities that forgot to sleep till you sung them lullabies. Now that you have given your words to the wind, newspapers scream and the night train refuses to run, to find through stars a passage for misery. The island of poems sings, migrant birds pecking in panic at its swan song. Orion sheds maps, burnishes savagely in the dark. This night has no keeper. Thank you so much.
We will move on to now a poet from Greece. Again, a widely celebrated, widely published poet who's also a medical doctor, by the way, Demetrius P. Kraniotis. He was born in 1966 in Larissa Prefecture, Greece. He studied medicine in Aristotle University of Thessaloniki and obtained a Master's of Science in Medicine, University of Thessaly. So I'm going to invite Demetrius to please come and take the screen. I'm so glad you were able to participate again this year. It's always such a pleasure to hear your poetry from you.
Hello from Greece. Thank you for the invitation. Congratulations for this great event. I will read 5 poems in Greek from select poems from all the books. The first poem has the title Wrinkles in the Coffee. Ρητίδες στον καφέ. Ξυπνώ ακούγοντας τον ίδιο ήχο. Κάθε πρωί γεμάτος σπασμένα ερωτηματικά. Με τόσες ρητίδες στον καφέ. Με καρφωμένο το ίδιο ποίημα ξανά στο μυαλό μου. Ψάχνω μια λέξη. Θρηνώ. Κι ας ξέχασα να κλάψω τόσες νύχτες μακριά σου. Γκρινιάζω όπως πάντα, χωρίς λόγο, όταν είσαι κοντά μου. The next poem. Το ποτάμι της λύθης. Τα δέντρα κάηκαν, γεμάτη πληγές δάκρυσε η γη. Δίπλα στο ποτάμι που έσβησε η λύθη. Η φλέβα της ντροπής χωρίς αίμα μας προσπέρασε. Ποιους άλλωστε το δάσος να αναστήσει. Δηλώς καταδότης, ο λυγμός των ενόχων. Δεν μιλά, δεν γράφει, σβήνει και χάνεται. The third poem. Διψάνε οι λέξεις. Διψάνε οι λέξεις και πίνουν κρασί να με μεθύσουν. Οργώνω, θερίζω, μα τώρα σωπαίνω. Μη σβήσουν σαν στεγνές κατάρες, σε ξερά χόρτα. Σπάζω στάμνες με υγρή ηχό να ξαποστάσω. Μες στο λιοπύρι, χωρίς νερό, με μια χούφτα λάθη. The next poem. Λίστα επιζώντων. Στολισμένα όνειρα με ιδέες κατορθωμάτων, γεμάτες ατοπήματα, λάθη και ενοχές. Κρεμάς για σκουλαρίκια σαν φάντασμα κυμάτων, που στα ναυάγια χάνεται σε μύριες εκδοχές. Χωρίς ποτέ να βρίσκεσαι στη λίστα επιζώντων, χωρίς ποτέ να πνίγεσαι σε ανθρώπων εντολές. And the last poem has the title Poet, ο ποιητής. Τη φορά των γεγονότων σφραγίζει, το αθέατο των φώτων συμβολίζει. Με πινέλα ενόχων, κάλπικων ενεστώτων, γυμνά σώματα ζωγραφίζει. Ανέμων φτερά, υδάτων πουλιά, σχηματίζει. Πέτρινα κλουβιά, αθών κελιά, γκρεμίζει. Στάχια χωραφιών, κενών εποχών, θερίζει. Με αρχαίων σοφών, πλεκτά ιδεών, ο ποιητής, πάντα στο τέλος, μια νέα αρχή χτίζει. Thank you very much.
Our next poet is from Pakistan, Nayyara Rahman. very welcome. She's participated in this event before as well, and it's always a privilege to have her here. She's a fiction writer and translator from Karachi, Pakistan. Her work has been included in anthologies by HarperCollins, Oxford University Press, and Women Unlimited. Please, Nayara, take the screen. Thank you.
Yes, hi. First of all, thank you very much for having me, and great to see some old friends as well. A big and very warm hello to you. I'll be reading two poems, and I'll just start right now. The first one is called Rubble Certificates. Rubble Certificates. The woman, a wrinkled moss of black fabric, loss, and a recent deluge of her own debris, gives us a tour of her home. Sunlight pours in everywhere. Its windows were blown off a week ago. There has never been a brighter day, to tell the truth. She shows us a black pile of rags, the print of toys and candy cane still peeping through. My children would sleep there. The soot makes the rags look warm for some reason. Warmer, for sure, than their frozen beds in the hospital morgue. That was my work nook, she points to a table, miraculously standing on a leg and a half. In a past life, only 700 days ago, the woman was an interior designer. Today she scavenges dog litter for food. She's free of worry and love and dreams. They lie mangled and peaceful in a refrigerator the less callous will call a morgue. I follow her palm, still pointing to the nook. The tabletop is a smorgasbord. A colorful mesh of melted fabric still clings to it. Textures fighting against the ash, desperate to be seen and heard. It's grotesque, like fresh lipstick on a corpse. Above the table, a patch of wall offers us, almost in outrage, a glimpse into her past life. Diplomas, certificates, framed photographs. In each one, she holds a different shield and smiles. One must smile back. The shields are buried in the debris we will call a floor. Broken, melted, mangled. No longer able to evoke outcry at a small scratch or chip, as they did just 700 days ago. One day, her house will be built again. Perhaps she will even be the one living in there. But this rubble, this entire certification of her life lived, is gone. This entraps my tears more than her calm smile, as she names her children, listing age and habit. Her name is still visible on the diplomas, bold and clear as any life lived. Reading them again, I admit to myself, we will all one day become rubble, certificates too. But let this be said as bold and clear as any life lived. We never sided with the bastions of impunity. We never lived in the mediocre, macabre house built on cruelty. Now I will come to the second poem, and that is called The Mirror Lies Back. I used to enjoy living, I'll start again. The mirror lies back. I used to enjoy lying to the mirror. Diet starts tomorrow. Of course I'll wear sunblock now. Yes, I will buy that expensive night cream. I don't know how the mirror felt, but the lies comforted me. They were not empty promises, as some would call them. They were filled, colorfully, with aspiration, rebellion, hope, the sight of a future that had so bravely walked away from present. With time, the lies became less amusing. There was less to aspire to, not much left to rebel against, and even less to hope for. The face of my past was no longer my secret mask of shame. My present became its shield. Now, when I speak to the mirror, I tell the truth, welcoming, gracefully as I can, every uninvited line, every wayward gray wire that frames it. Now I tell the mirror who I am, not what I will be. But it's the mirror who lies back now, fed greedily, shamelessly, unapologetically, a diet of algorithms and filters, baked into that wistful record we call a selfie. It tells me what it thinks I want to see: assurance, comparison, the frequent bout of sponsored insecurity and fear. Now it's the mirror who hopes that I will give in, that I will nourish the Goliath that keeps it alive. It's amusing. I won't stop it. The mirror will keep lying back, but not to me. Thank you.